coming back in to introduce Walter Riley. Sorry, you have one more item.
Such a pleasure to be able to introduce Walter Riley. Where are you, Walter? I had a moment of panic. I think he's known to many, many of you for his legendary work in this area as a civil rights attorney, humanitarian, activist in Haiti, and I can just go on and on, but we don't have much time. And I should also mention that he's the National Lawyers Guild Humanitarian of the Year last year. Thank you for joining us, Walter. Thank you very much. Please welcome Walter Riley.
Thank you, Ying. Ying and I have worked together since, at least since the 80s or earlier, and so with many of you here. I come to support this effort to save this post office, to save this building, but to save the public post office. The efforts by our government and by certain sectors to push an austerity program is a program that's antithetical to the needs of the people. This approach for saving money, privatizing our public spheres, undermines the need for a democratic republic, a democratic community, our participation in our society, and the delivery of goods and services that we need. And it's particularly important at this time, as so many of us in this country are outraged by many things. We're outraged by the austerity program. We're outraged by the Republican right wing and the Democratic conservatives and the Democrats who don't want to fight for a mass movement and support the people. We're outraged by the lack of public services in our communities. We're outraged by the lack of jobs and for our communities. We're outraged in more particular right now. And I think all of us here can put our hands up. Don't shoot. Black lives matter. Black lives matter for all of us in our individual capacities, and our members, and for our families, and as members of our community, as members of this nation, and as part of this international struggle against corporate greed. Right now, people are struggling to bring attention to the deaths of so many young black men and brown men in this country. At a time when our government is spending untold amounts, well, it's not untold amounts, it's millions and perhaps billions of dollars to militarize our police, to build an attack on our communities, to give support to people who are shooting down members of our community. And at the same time, they want to cut back on public service programs. They want to cut back on building new services in our communities that can guarantee a better life for our children, for health care, for housing, for jobs, in a very particular manner, cutting back on our post office. So I'm opposed to the privatization of post office. I'm opposed to the austerity program, and to say it again, that we are here to show that we matter, and this is part of our fight. This is part of our outrage against the spending of money to attack our communities as opposed to saving our communities. And when we throw our hands up that Black Lives Matter, our post office matters. Our service to our community matters. We're all in this together, and let's be a lot more outraged. Thank you.